This is Damon Stevens. Federal Bullish Day is Sunday, July 24th, 2022. The stock market update and prep for this week. It was an interesting day on Friday, so lots of, it started off okay, but then obviously selling came into Friday as people took profits from a huge run up on the market for the week. So something to be aware of as we record this next week, especially since we have a huge earning week this week, as well as the Fed fund rate being announced on Wednesday. So expects a lot of volatility this week, and we'll see what happens each day as we get into this, as far as what's going to go on and what to prep for the next day. So let's kind of get into a little bit here. If you're not subscribed, definitely subscribe. And also go to finwealthlive.com for some free training, also free Discord where you can go out and we post our numbers before the market opens. This will be an important week to set the tone for the market going forward here. So pay attention to what's going on, and hopefully we can navigate through this together and make some money along the way. So looking at the market, you can see here we started at the top here and just kind of sold off as the market kind of came throughout the day. Dow Jones closed down 0.43%. So not a whole lot of movement there. NASDAQ down 1.87% and S&P 500 down 0.93%. I can see here that a lot of that the tech names they really got had a really good week, and then they got hit hard, especially anything that dealt with the ads. When Snap had bad earnings, boy, just dragged everything down in that category. So obviously money moving out of advertising in these tech stocks. So just kind of keep an eye on that as we get this next week. Healthcare did all right. Utilities did very well. So money's going to flow in and out of these sectors. We also had on our scanner here a couple that hit our scanner. Volumes very low though. So something like this where you see, it hit over 100%, but a very low volume. It's a very dangerous stock to be into. Sometimes you can get into a trade and you can't even get your sell price out. So just be careful if you're getting these. You see these hit 100% or they hit the scanner, but the volume's low. I mean, this one hit, almost 700%, but almost no volume. So these are very dangerous stocks to be in. So just be careful if you're looking at small caps. That's where the danger comes in. Sometimes you can't get your sell price in. Looking at the S&P 500, this is live. So this is on a 4-hour chart. You see here, here's our deviation bands, and you see that the market did hit on Thursday the top of this deviation, this main deviation band, which has been resistance before. You can see here back in June, 2 days that we hit here before bouncing off of it. So just something to be aware of, that we did hit that and we bounced down. So, this looks, if you look at this chart where we kind of hit above that deviation band, you see we hit that high there and a nice bar down, went over, kind of consolidated a little bit, came back up, did a retest, and then we pulled back. Do we do the same thing? It's hard to say really, but just something to be aware of. The thing I don't like is I see down here on the volume profile, this is kind of where the bulk of volume is really down here in this 377 area, which is the very bottom of our deviation band. So something to be aware of this week. Paying attention to this because this could be that there could be a possible pullback, but we do have a lot of tech earnings. So if the tech earnings are strong, should be able to push this market up at least towards that 4,000 range or more, maybe 4,076 here at the top of our band here. They're really good. If not, we just expect that we could have some pullback. So again, here's calendar. So not much on Monday. You can see Tuesday, new home sales, consumer confidence index. But the big ones will be here when we get into Wednesday, when you have the Fed's fund rate and Jerome Powell speak. This is the big one right here. They'll already kind of set the tone for the rest of the week. Jobless claims on Thursday. PCE inflation data on Friday. So an important week. Huge earnings, probably the biggest earnings week this week, and also some major Fed news. Looking at, if we want to get an idea of maybe where the market's feeling is right now. This is S&P 500. This is calls and puts. This is people shorting the market. This is people who are thinking the market's going along by call contracts. This kind of shows you kind of where the max pain is. If the market wants to take back as much money as possible from these contracts. This is kind of a chart that kind of shows you kind of what the market would need to do. So look at right now, stock price is about almost just under 395. Max paid is 388 so far for this week. Now this will change a lot. Every day this changes, but you'll see max paid right now is 388. So down below where we're at right now. But you can see that we have quite a few contracts at 370 and a huge amount still at 350. So these that are at 350 we're really expecting a huge pullback. So if they don't get that, obviously they'll expire worthless and the market gets to take their money back. So something to watch this week as we get into it. But right now you can see almost 2.7 people are shorting the market versus going long on the market in calls and puts. So the sentiment really, the market is down. So just something to be aware of. And we were at the top of our deviation band. So it's possible to see that pull down if we're going to come back down. Looking at the earnings, this is where this is what I'm talking about. This is a huge week, especially Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday on my charts here. You can see you have Coke, UPS, Alphabet, Microsoft, Chipotle, McDonald's, Waste Management, Spotify, Shopify, Meta, Apple, Amazon, Pfizer, Intel, Southwest. We have gas. We have pretty much everything. Gas is really huge on Friday, so I'll be watching definitely gas on Friday. But you see here just a huge companies reporting this week. So there's a lot of volatility. Some people try to trade earnings. I tried it. I used to do it a few years ago, and it was a little bit easier. It got tough over the weeks this year because those last couple of years, because you buy a stock, you buy an option for long, and you think the earnings are going to be great, and the earnings are great, and the market goes down 10%, and you're like, what? Why? So just I don't play earnings usually on the forefront. If I think there's going to be huge swings, then you can do straddles, things like that, to be a little safer on your direction. That way, if it swings high or low, either direction, you win. But otherwise, I usually just wait till the day of the earnings on the earnings and see what the report is, what the reaction is, and then I trade the reaction. So just something to be aware of. Just be real careful out there because you can get some big swings this week. So Tesla, I had this on a chart. I was doing a 15-minute charts on Tesla. So we'll just look at it since it's up here. But you see here, we came up, hit the top of our deviation band, pulled back a little bit off this 20-day moving average, and then back up to the deviation bands again. Hit the top here on our trend line as well, and then we kind of pulled back. So does Tesla run from here? It's hard to say right now. We're above the 50, but below the 20 on the 15-minute chart, and we're kind of coming back over to our deviation band, our lower part of our deviation band. So usually if you see it going sideways like this, you got to kind of watch it. Could it pop up? It's possible, but Tesla kind of had a huge run up. So really kind of trying to watch what it's going to do here, especially if it's consolidating, because you need to really see if it's going to break, it's right between the 20 and the 50. So I need to really see it either break up. If it breaks below, 812, definitely going to short it. If we come up back here towards 842, do you get a possible breakout again like you did here? Maybe, but I think we got the biggest momentum right now for a little while. So I think we may just consolidate here for a little bit. Netflix on a daily chart, you see here, we kind of pulled down, we kind of put a bottom in, another bottom. Talked about this little double bottom here. So, if we saw the high here, we're at the top of this deviation band right here. High would be hitting this 50-day around 255, 256 on Netflix. That's if we have a strong week this week. We could definitely pull up here. And if we did, that was a true double bottom in here. But here was your neckline right here that we passed at the 50-day moving average. So definitely expect some resistance up here around this 254 area. If not, we might consolidate in here. This could also become a range here as well. So just looking to see if we can break 222. If we do, then go long here. If we break below it, then I'm expecting we're possibly going to get to a channel situation here. We're pulled back into this deviation band. Google, you can see here, Google's been in this channel here. So back and forth, right? We came up to the top here, and now it looks like we would probably come down the bottom here. So we should have support here at 105. Or, you see it tagged here, right, uh, our lower trend line here as well. So, we could get a bounce off of here, since we're kind of like on our midline here, and bounce back up again and just kind of stay in this channel. But so far, this has kind of been the range. We're in just range bound. And if you're trading ranges, you can't make money at this. It's more of a scalping, opportunity. But if you're buying at the bottom of this range here, if you bought here at the bottom of the range, sold at the top, short, you kind of go back and forth. You kind of just play this range, top to bottom, until you get a breakout in a trend direction. So that's basically how you trade ranges. It's more of scalping, or short swings. But you got to be really careful, because as soon as you get a breakout, then you don't want to be obviously trading that range. But we are range bound right now, so that would be your trade on Google. Tesla, kind of same thing. We're kind of in this range bound. We're at the top of that range, kind of right where we were here, where we entered the range. So you see, this is kind of where you broke down. The range started here, and we kind of come back and forth. Then we came back to the top of that range. So do we break down, come back into the range area? Well, we'd have to break up above, 867 to get back into this zone here that we were in before. And you can see we consolidated here for almost 2 weeks. So something to be aware of. We're at the top of the range, and we're right below the 200. So if we don't get above the 200, we're going to probably just come back down again. And we'll just stay in this range probably, or consolidate like we did here. So just watching that for this week. Amazon kind of been in this range bound as well. Got to break above, this 130 area to get out of this range. Otherwise, we're kind of just going to be stuck in this range as well. Apple started to become range bound here. It's kind of at the top. Here's kind of where the break line was to start this break from this lower range into this late range here. And so we got back up into this range zone. So we could get back in here and start to range here. But just something to be aware of. But you can see we've kind of had a nice run for a few weeks here now on Apple. So, it's possible to have a pullback. We're actually right now at the top of this deviation band. We have one more here we can go through if we're going to elevate. But you see last time we hit here at the deviation band, we pulled back, and this was a nice run, and then a pullback. So we have a nice run. So, can we get up to this, 161 area? Possibly, but just expect that there could be also a pullback here after this run on Apple. Nvidia, you see it obviously, downward sloping. We're just kind of in this little area here. So kind of, almost in a range, I guess, but it's more a downward sloping range. So just be aware of that. Also, we got this pullback here. We didn't quite get up to this deviation band, which would be at the 100. But we could come up here, pull back, and then shoot up as well. So just watching for movement above 178 or 169. Meta, downward sloping. We've kind of got this other range here. It's kind of upward range. Putting in lower highs, higher lows, and higher lows and higher highs in this lower upward facing range. But we pull back. So do we stay in this range and continue to climb? It's possible. We had obviously resistance as we got above the 50. You can see we had resistance here as well at the 50 and here. So now we're kind of back again. So we'll see if we break below 164, looking for shorting. And it goes above 176, looking to go long. RK, pull back here, just nice right our trend line still. So we'll just kind of stick with it. Obviously rejected off of this level here. Got to get above 52 to get a nice run. So we'll see. Otherwise, if it just kind of grinds up here, that's okay too. Gold, finally you got some movement here. You see this reversal candle right here. Nice pull up here. We got resistance that we're coming into though. So we got to get above 1732 to hold that to start rallying back up again. US oil, you see here we hit that 200, we came back up, rejected off the 20-day. You see here we rejected here as well. So are we coming down here, pulling up, come back down, and you come back down here again, back to the 200, or can we find support here and bounce? Now you see here, we kind of became range bound here. This could become a range as well. So watch kind of both of those scenarios. All right, so the VIX, you see the VIX here, we kind of continue to on this downward slope here. We're kind of down here right on the support line we had. So do we break this 2269? You can see here this kind of where we bottom up here. We kind of put a new lower low in here, which is positive for the market. No, but we broke out of this wedge that we were in. So, if we continue to stay below kind of where they're at and actually break this and get down towards the 20s or 18s, market will continue to rally. If we get a bounce, that would be another thing. So just something to watch for on the VIX here. If we get a bounce, the market can start to come down. So this will be an interesting week to see if we can hold down below this, 25 really is where we need to stay below. On a weekly, you can see here, we came down and we kind of got right below the 100 on a weekly chart for the VIX. But here's the 200-day, moving average here at 2150. So something to be aware of, just kind of another time frame to look at. So we kind of bounced below that 100, but held it. So we'll see what happens with the VIX. We really obviously want it to come down if we want the market to rally. So we'll see if it can continue to do that. SPY. So here's our little pullback, got above the 50. We stayed above the 50-day moving average. As long as we stay above there, that's very bullish. We could consolidate right here as well. See, we had a little consolidation area here before it came down. And this one, again, consolidation down before it came down. Here was a consolidation before it went up. But you can see here, got above our band. It came down, touched the band again, came to lower band, upper band, lower band, upper band. We didn't quite get there. I was thinking we were going to get here toward that 407 area before a pullback. Still possible we can consolidate and get up there, but we did kind of pull back here. So if we break below, this 394 and the 393 area, we might be coming back down into this range that we're in. If not, we may consolidate here and see if we can get a breakout. On a 4-hour chart, you see here again, we came up, tagged the top of our deviation band and pulled back. So that's what we did up here. So definitely see resistance there to see if we can hold above here. Now on this one, on the 4-hour chart, we're sitting here right above the 100. So that's important we stay above that level. Weekly chart, we talked about still climbing this candle. So I still think it's very likely that we could climb this candle, at least up partially up to the candle. Usually you see it, these big candles, they'll chase at least, 3/4 of the way up. Which would put us again that 406, 407 area. So still looking to see that as a possibility. The weekly chart, we look like we're bullish on the weekly chart. So we'll see how this market plays out this week. So triple Qs daily came up towards that 100, which is also this deviation band, and rejected off that. Still above the 50-day moving average, which is positive. Semiconductors. You see here, we just ride this trend line. We came off that trend line above the 50-day. We're still above the 50-day. Pulled back just a little bit, but obviously we'll have resistance up here. But we're sitting here right at the top of this deviation band, and here's the 100 right here. So very similar. You see everything kind of pulled back off that upper deviation band. So we'll see if we can break out, or if we're going to continue to have resistance there. You can see here, this is on IWM. You can see here again, top of our band, where we're at for a pullback. So that's where I'm a little cautious this week, but optimistic on earnings being positive. If they are, then I think we can still rally out of here. But if not, then we're all downward sloping on all these stocks. So definitely can see there's still possibility for downside. XLF, so financials, you can see here, top of our deviation bands. Again, we're at the top. So obviously, every time we've been there, we've pulled back. Some beware, but here also I see, the financials almost created a channel here. So I think that's a possibility as well, but we'll see what happens this week. On XLB for healthcare, you can see here, it looked like we were becoming range bound, and then we just kind of consolidated here in a tighter range. And we found resistance here. So looking to see if we can break out above 130. If not, we could come down here and find support 126. Energy sector, it hit that bottom and then bounced off, but it looks like it's going to become possibly range bound here. It did find resistance at the 20. So look for a possible short-term consolidation here in this zone here between 72 and 68. Bitcoin kind of rallied up there, broke out of this resistance area, finally out of this little channel into a new channel, and now we're just kind of flat, building energy for the next round, which should be to the upside, but we'll see. So look at, a break above, just 24,000. If we break below 22,000, we could come back down in that lower zone. Ethereum, same thing, consolidating, very bull flag here. So we should be able, well, actually it's more of a bear flag when it's going up, but look at, this possibly being, an area to build some energy to go up. But, this upward sloping looks like it more likely is going to come down. And looking at our bands, we're right outside that deviation band. So, it would be, I can see more likely to be able to come down unless it's ready to break out here. But, we have resistance. You got to break above, 1700 if we want it to rally up here. If not, we could possibly pull back down here into this zone. So that's our stocks, our cryptos. Definitely join our program here and our Discord on fedwealthlive.com, and that way we can bring this content to you. Also, you can become part of our membership group in our community. So we'll talk on Monday night, see how your trades went for the day. Stay safe out there. Monday's not going to be too bad of a day in the market, but Tuesday, Thursday, look for a lot of volatility. So have a great night. We'll talk and see you on Monday.